Coaches, if you are building a business online, please do not make this mistake. There's so many coaches that spend a ton of time building a website, but they're not getting any clients or barely getting any clients. In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between a website and a funnel, why you need a funnel, and if you also stick around to the end, I'm gonna explain to you the way that you can turn a website that really doesn't do much when it comes to lead generation for you and turn that into a predictable lead generating machine to generate more deals and clients for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Berry. I've helped coaches sell over $10 million online, and today we're going to talk about the difference of a website versus a funnel. I am going to be diving into my iPad screen here. First thing that I want to discuss with you guys is the purpose of a website. So a lot of people think that a website is everything that you need to have in order to make a successful business. And maybe in the past that was the case at the advent of the internet. Everyone always had a website, and if you didn't have a website, you weren't valid, and so on and so forth. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to talk about there is some benefit of having a website, but I think people put way too much emphasis on this. All that you can really see a website as is a digital brochure. And that's really all that it is. It is a homepage, about page, a services page, a blog, which is, don't get me wrong, as I mentioned, it's great for credibility, but when most people are actually clicking and landing there, they're not turning into actual paying clients because there's nothing that's like funneling them. There's nothing that's directing them to take a certain action. Ultimately, coaches think that when they go ahead and they build the website, they put it out there, and then all of a sudden they're going to start getting clients. But really, it's just more information about you. The real question is how do you then even get these individuals' information? How do you get their name, phone number, email so you can start doing business with them? You can prompt them to do certain things. And yes, there can be aspects of that inside of your website, but it's like trying to show up to a job site to build a house and you need a drill gun and you're showing up with a hammer. If you eventually hit the hammer hard enough on the screw, will it work? Yeah, maybe, but it's just not the best tool that you want to be using. That is step number one that I want to highlight. Step number two is going to be the purpose of a funnel. A funnel itself has one clear thing that is designed to do: convert a stranger into a client. Instead of having a website where there's a million buttons, a ton of different directions that they can go, a funnel is guided on every single step of the funnel for that individual to take a certain action. For example, let's say you run an ad on Facebook, or even someone sees you from social media. Let's call it Instagram. They go from the ad onto a landing page. The purpose of that landing page is to get the individual's name, phone number, and email. That's all that it is. And in exchange, they'll go ahead and get something else. Great. Then they get something else. Let's say that they get a free training. And then after that, it's like, hey, fill out the application below. There's only one action that these people can take. When it comes to optimization, when it comes to actually getting people to take the certain actions that you want them to, a funnel is much more optimized. It allows it so you have more control of what this person is doing and guiding them to those right ones. Rather than just a website, it's just, oh, I hope that they click one of the 20 buttons, that one of the 20 that I want them to take. That's the difference between a website and a funnel. A website is more of a digital brochure that has a ton of information. A funnel is very specifically guided toward a person taking a very clear action. Now, you may have already got this, but part number three of what I want to go ahead and discuss is why funnels outperform a website. We'll just call it why funnels, not website. If you are looking to grow a coaching business, I'm going to talk about where a website does fit in a moment, but the main thing that you need to do as a business, running a coaching business, is that you need to make money. You're not just looking for people that are somewhat interested or browsers. You're looking for people that are actually looking to take action, people that are actually looking to book a call, get more information, give you all of that. Ultimately, the beautiful part behind funnels is that you can actually track where every single person is at in the process. Let's say that the person goes from step number one, which is the opt-in. Cool. They went ahead and got there, and then there's an application underneath it. And then they got here, and then they got there, so on and so forth. Yes, you can add some different aspects of tracking inside of a website, but it is nowhere near as dialed in on the process that you want people to take. If you see that the person opted in but then lost at the application, that's the beautiful part. You can now put in emails automated to say, hey, fill out the application, do this, do that. There's a ton of stuff that just allows you to actually get people to the direction where you want to be, and it also allows you to understand where people are in regards to the seriousness of it. websites don't have as much of that tracking, have much of that ability. Especially if you're looking to grow a business, you want to have control of the flow that people are going, and also how you can turn, whether it be you're running ads and spending money, or whether it be spending the time to make posts. You want to have a very clear understanding of where is the hole in the process of getting a person from, let's say, attention, whether it be the ad or on a social media post, into an actual paying client. And the funnel gives you all of those metrics, it gives you everything that you are needing to do. It gives you predictability, and it gives you the information so you can actually start making money, more money, if you're already making some money, inside of your coaching business. So if you guys are listening to this and you realize, look, I don't just need another website, or maybe I have a website, but I don't have a funnel, whatever it is, and you realize the importance behind building a funnel inside of your business, but you don't even know where to start, me and my team, that's literally what we do day in and day out for people. So if you are interested in understanding how a funnel could fit into your business specifically, and possibly wanting help in regards to us building that out for you, click the first link down in the description. Book a time to chat with me and my team. We'll just have a conversation, figure out if it makes sense for us to work together or not, and even give you some insights. Moving on though, we just covered why funnels, not a website. And the very last thing that I do want to go ahead and mention to you guys, because I know a lot of coaches in general, well, a website is really important. Don't get me wrong. Websites are good, but there's a place where it fits in. Ultimately, as your business has started to grow, as you start having some clients, as you have these different things, a website is great. It adds more credibility. You could have SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. So when people are looking stuff up on Google, you can pop up. It's great for brand building. It's great for authority, all of these different things. But I want you to think about it. You essentially, let's say that there's a highway, and this is a 1, 2, and I'll make a dash so it's a little easier. 1, 2, 3, let's say 4-lane highway, just like that. Now the problem is right now, there's going to be specific constraints inside of your business that's holding you back from getting to where you want to be. And to even kind of put the point in, I'll kind of do something like this here. I'm not an artist, I know. Let me just do this to get my point across for you guys. So let's say you have a 4-lane highway right here, up on the left-hand side. You have a 4-lane highway. Don't get me wrong, there's a constraint over here in your business that's taking you from a 4-lane highway to a 3-lane highway, and that's probably something you want to fix. What I'm referencing here on the far left-hand side is something like a website. A website can help expand more, and let's say instead of a 3-lane highway or something like that, you now go ahead and can expand it to a 6-lane highway as an example. But let's be real, if we go ahead and start looking at your business, the bigger bottleneck that you should really be focusing on is this guy right here. And to me, and many coaches that we work with, this is your funnel, right? This is ultimately getting clients. And so once again, of course, can a website help you in getting clients? Yeah, but it's not the main constriction inside of the business. It's not the biggest bottleneck that you should really be putting your time and attention towards. Ultimately, I'm not saying a website is a bad thing. You fixing this 3-lane gap over here on the far right-hand side will help grow your business. The real question is that the most important thing that is really going to take your business from where you are now to where you want to be? And so with that, guys, that leads us into the very last point number 5, which is the big mistake, right? The big mistake that many coaches make. And what that is and I've covered a lot of it. I've made it clear throughout alluding and even saying it sometimes. But the problem is that they spend months of time, a ton of money, a ton of effort building their website when they don't have a funnel. First of all, a funnel is much simpler and easier to build, 1. Number 2, we've talked about the website typically isn't the biggest bottleneck in business, isn't the biggest constraint inside of the business. And so what I would go ahead, and here's one thing that I share this with people and it just breaks their mind. What? Are you kidding me? Really? Yeah. You can go ahead and have a coaching business that generates $10, $25, $50, $100,000 plus every single month. And ultimately, I can tell you, I went ahead and ran the operations for a coaching business that literally did over $10 million in 2 years alone. And inside of that, our website was so basic. It wasn't fancy. It looked a little ugly, truthfully. We were literally doing hundreds, just under $1 million every single month. And so I shared that by the time I left. And it was still a very basic website. Barely anyone ever looked at it. And yes, of course, that could change from demographic to demographic. But the thing that I would recommend for all of you guys watching here, don't make the mistake of building your website and dedicating all this time to it, instead focus on building a funnel, something that's actually going to be very optimized, that's going to be speaking to the biggest constraint in your business, and focus on you actually getting clients and money in the door, because your business can't operate if you don't have money. Okay. So the very last thing that obviously I told you guys in the very beginning about the fact of the shift that takes you from, dead websites into actual predictable client machine. It's what we've been talking about. Stop treating your website as the engine of your business, as everything needs to resolve around it, because it's not. The engine of your business should be the funnel, and the website is simply a supplementation, an addition to that. A website is something where people come to browse, and a funnel is a step-by-step process that takes people from a stranger, somewhat interested, into an actual paying client. When you go ahead and you make that shift in your business, everything will catapult and take off. So if you did find this video helpful, please go ahead and make sure you drop a like. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe. But before we go ahead and end, you could have the best funnel. But if nobody ever sees this funnel and this process, then it's pointless, because nothing's going to happen. And so in this video right here, I have broken down exactly what you need to do in order to get traffic into your funnel, to get your ideal client, the people that you want to have, to see your funnel, to see your process, so you can actually turn these people into leads that then turn into actual paying clients. So if you want to learn how to drive traffic into your funnel so you can get more clients, click this video right here and go ahead and watch that right now.